Where were you born?
I was born in St. Catherine, Jamaica in November 1995 to go live with my mother in Florida. I started going to a community college called Broward Community College to Florida International University.
What was your degree?
Electrical engineering at Florida International University. I joined the United States Air Force. I did two things. So first, I worked for a test and evaluation center, Air Force Research Lab.
Weapon systems?
Yes. I was a captain. 2009 when I went to Jamaica for a funeral. Andrina and I decided to have her come to the United States to join me.
Did you sponsor her?
Yes, so we got married.
At the time?
At the time it was pretty good, no complaints.
You and your daughter?
Yes, sir. She graduated. She came to me with this business idea about starting a home health care.
Living?
Yes. Seemed like a good idea, so I moved forward with it. So it's just different aspects, like what does the business entail? Do you need to go about getting like licenses and stuff? How much it would cost to operate a business? You know, how much profits you could possibly make depending on how many patients. That went out and rented a house in Texas. You can have an assisted living without being licensed if you have, I think, like 4 or less patients. So
Does Andrine have any funds other than y'all's funds?
No, my savings.
And
I'll just basically fund the business. I had to pay. I did like the finance part of it, the numbers.
how would you characterize your relationship with Andrine? Were you aware that Andrine had had a relationship in Jamaica with someone?
Yes, his name is Abin Hall. Abin's a local drug dealer and a gang leader. That's a photograph of Abin Hall. So she was a fan of Kanye West. Jesus Walks, God Show Me that song.
And this tattoo?
March 14, 76 was the birthday, just like I suspected it was. I just had the birthday party. I'm not stupid. Sergio grabbed their face concert in Jamaica. This reggae artist called Buju Banton.
What is that?
That's a photograph of me and him. When you pick the weight up and like snatch it over your head. I know she can lift a significant amount of weight, maybe like around 280, 300 pounds. I know she can lift a significant amount of weight, maybe like around 280, 300 pounds. Meet her at the H&R block to sign the taxes. Immediately, I just knew she was stealing from me. She was up to no good. She started yelling at me and started yelling, "A son came out of Bati boy. Go and give like your mom oral sex." And then Bati boy is just another phrase in Jamaica that they use to call you a homosexual. And she spits in my face in front of me, so I grabbed her head like a clash of head. I think it opened up like a cut somewhere on her face. And the headbutt is like my forward. And I remember like grabbing her and like tripping her over one of my legs. And then she like fall and I kick her like twice. You know, doing the wrestling, I sort of used like her own body weight, you know, when I twisted her, you know, so I landed like a couple of kicks. When she got the second kick, I think I heard like some type of wheezing coming out of her. I just gave her a few kicks, you know, like a couple of kicks to like knock the wind out of her. And because, you know, like when you flip, you got a leg behind you and you just whip it. And then she got the wind knocked out of her. Sandrine is still lying in the floor right next to the door. She's not moving. I feel like if I could feel like a pulse or something, and then I put my ear next to like her nose to see if she was breathing, and she was not. I got two trash bags, and then I put one over the top of her, and then the other one under the, you know, for the lower leg or something.
What's your
I put her just pretty big in the plastic bags. Yeah, I think I used like a belt or something to like tie the two bags together. I got her in the trunk, you know, I lit the fire. And so that's where it kind of turned over on where you see the spot.
The mark out back of your yard, is that the top of the bucket?
Yes.
How did it get like that?
It just melted down from the heat.
Is that that's where you put the bucket?
Yes.
When it started to melt?
Yes.
And what did you do?
I think I put the stuff like into, like I think I scraped it open and like threw it in like a trash bag. But for some reason I think I
Did you do any cleaning?
Yeah, so when I went back into the bathroom, like right where she was laying down, I think there was like a small speck of blood or something on the floor. So I cleaned up that speck that was on the floor. It was a mix with like saliva or something, like saliva and blood to be accurate.
I want to go back for just a minute when this tussle, fight, conflict occurred. Okay? At that moment, were you afraid?
During the fight?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I was, because, like I said, we never had like any type of big brawls like this, and I hadn't had a fight, like a real fight with anybody since I was like 13 years old. So.
Do you have any special training in fighting?
No, I do not.
Is it part of your workout or anything you do to practice fighting?
No, I don't have a reason to practice fighting. I wrote the computers.
And when's the last time you said you had a physical fight with someone?
I was 13 years old, going to St. Jacob High School, like 12th grade.
And after this happens and you dispose of the body, what do you do?
So after that, I remember like going upstairs to Elena's room when she was sleeping. So at that point, I was just like in the room. I don't remember how long I was in there, but I know I was in there crying.
Do you remember how long you stayed in there crying?
Maybe an hour or so.
How did you feel about everything that you described?
I mean, at that point, man, it felt really awful. Like, basically, we had a good life for a while and everything is going good. And then basically this madness just like, you know. So at that point, you know, I'm feeling really sad because, like I said, my daughter got autism. She's 7 years old. She's probably not going to have any parents. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm also like, why me? Why me? I know I went to the Popeyes first. My mind kind of shifted the sorry and the pity towards like anger. And I started thinking about all this stuff. The cheating, the accounts, the money, and now with the business, and all. She's trying to set me up. I think I grabbed like the hammer, grabbed the flashlight. I think that's, and then I went to the field. I took some gas and the hammer and the flashlight, jumped over the fence and went towards the body.
When you guys were
Gas on her, and then I lit the fire. You know, I got a hammer, and, hitting the body with the hammer.
how many times?
Like in the face and like the neck area. So I hit her in the face with the hammer front, and then I used the claw, hit her in the neck area, like ripping the hammer out. At that point, I thought I was done, but as I'm like, give it like one more whack somewhere on the body. I'm not sure where that landed.
I need baby, girl, you know why I need baby.
I'll wear it like a tattoo. I'll wear it like a tattoo.
If you want to watch the full testimony, I will be putting a link in the description below. Just tap more than the YouTube button. Thanks for tuning in to Nancy Place on Tazzy TV Network. Subscribe.